Welcome to Library on Demand. Before we go into our project, I will talk a little bit about what you'll see on the screen and what the icons down below do. The first icon is our media player. That's where the project video will be and where you'll spend most of your time. Next is our related content blue icon. That is where you can find instructions as well as other resources if you want to learn more about the topic. And finally, our questions and answers field. Here, you can send us your questions and we will get back to you. So if you get stuck during the project or have other Makerspace related questions, you can ask them here. All these windows can be moved around or minimized, so just make it most comfortable for you. Enjoy your project! Hello everybody! Today I'm going to show you how to turn a classic notebook into a DIY spellbook for Halloween. For this project we will need a notebook, a few sheets of paper, 2 sheets of felt, a few tea bags, a big pitcher, a large tray, a pen or pencil, scissors or a blade, a measuring device, and glue and a brush. Let's start by pouring some hot water in a pitcher and throw in 4 or 5 tea bags. Stir well and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Pour some of your tea water in a big tray. Tilt the tray from one side to the other. And then add your first sheet of paper. Make sure the whole sheet is under the tea water and chase bubbles if you need. Just keep adding more tea water and then more sheets of paper until you run out of tea and paper. Squeeze the tea bags over your tray, be careful not to burn yourself, and put them in the tray as well. Tilt everything to one side and the other, then let it all sit overnight. The sheets will soak up the color of the tea water to look more like leather. The next morning, put out some newspaper sheets and put your sheets of paper to dry separately for a few hours. They will wrinkle a little bit, and that's okay. Now that our sheets of paper look more like leather, thanks to the tea dyeing and the drying, it's time to glue them on the cover. Squeeze some white glue on your brush and start dabbing glue on the cover close to the fabric edge of the spine. It shouldn't be a lot of glue, just enough that it feels tacky to touch. Dab glue over the whole cover, then line up and smooth out a sheet of dyed paper on top of your cover. Do the same thing for the other cover. We have paper hanging out over the edges of your notebook, so let's take care of that. From the inside of your notebook, mark a 1/4 inch from the edge of your cover on the long side. Cut away on the long side and then trim the corners at an angle. Dab some glue on the edge, fold it over, and do the same thing all over again for all the other edges. Once again, do the same thing for the other cover. Remember these long trims from the edge of our notebook? Let's put them to work. Open your notebook flat and line up a trim close to the pages, but not too close. Make a few marks. Dab in some glue, line up and smooth out. Don't forget to trim the edges. Do the same thing for the other cover. Alright, time to glue the felt liner of your notebook. Mark where you want to start. Dab some glue on the edge of your felt liner and line it up with the marks you just made. It doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. And then just keep adding a little glue one section at a time, smoothing it out as you go, until the whole inside cover is covered in felt. Smooth it out one last time. Carefully trim the edges, making sure not to cut your paper cover as you go along. Once again, do the same thing for the other cover. This is an optional step, but I always like to leave my notebook to dry under a stack of books. It helps everything bond together better as the glue dries. Congratulations! Your spellbook prompt is ready just in time for Halloween. Send us pictures of your creations using the hashtag JokoMakes.